That one was for you, Liam. What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Cromey Zone. So first off, before we start, I would really like to sincerely thank all of you guys for your patience and your condolences over the last 2 weeks. It really has made us feel quite supported, and we really appreciate that kind of stuff. But without any further delay, let us get into November's top 5 tips for building muscle. So building muscle and gaining weight, in my opinion, has been much more difficult than losing weight. Whilst losing weight is definitely difficult for people as well, both of these things are quite hard to achieve, especially when you're getting into it and you're starting to learn the ropes. Building muscle tends to change quite a lot, especially as your journey progresses, because the way you have to train and the way you have to change your training is always mixing up as well. So before we start out, this is a fundamental of just gaining weight. A lot of people will tell people trying to gain weight that you should just eat more and you'll start putting on weight. Well, this isn't always necessarily true, because the problem sometimes lies in people's physical habits and maybe even in the diet itself. So that's something else we might do a video on further down the line. But for now, let's get into number 5, which is sleep. Yes, I'm a bit of a hypocrite on this one because I'm a terrible sleeper, but I do really try to get my sleep right, and sleep is incredibly important for these reasons. So essentially, when you sleep, your body repairs your muscles, and it also replenishes the energy stored in your muscles, also called muscle glycogen. During sleep as well, things like amino acids and HGH, or growth hormone, is released into the blood and can flow to the muscles, which helps develop them and repair them overnight. Now, there was a study conducted in 2011 which looked at the differences between insufficient sleep and sufficient sleep over the period of 72 hours. So people who were getting insufficient sleep were given a regulated diet, and they were put on 5.5 hours each night. People with sufficient sleep also had a regulated diet, a regulated calorie diet, and they got something like 8.5 hours a night, or 8.5 hours a night. So the difference in this was quite insane. The development of muscle mass for people who got insufficient sleep decreased by 60%, which is quite up. While those who got a good night's sleep, it increased by 40%, which is, again, insane, kind of showcasing how important it is for you to get a good night's sleep. Coming in at number 4, guys, we have more weight, less cardio. That's right, you no longer have to run around your house in circles every day, non-stop. Focusing on weight training allows your body more time to develop muscle mass and to get better again at that training, that kind of training. So whilst cardio is incredibly beneficial and incredibly useful and has a ton of positive effects on the body, what happens is it can slow down recovery and use up the energy that you could be using to repair your muscle mass. So what I would recommend is don't stop cardio altogether, but just sort of tune it back to maybe once or twice a week, and put that focus into actual free weights training and developing strength and muscle. Coming in at number 3, we want to eat in a 200 to 500 calorie surplus. Now, I have spoken to a lot of people trying to gain weight, and they actually don't even really know what a calorie is. But how are you going to know you're in a calorie surplus if you don't even know what a calorie is? So whilst it's not absolutely necessary to know everything about calories and know everything about energy balance, it is incredibly necessary to be in a calorie surplus if you're trying to gain weight. So I'm definitely going to do a video on calories and energy balance in the future to help you guys, gain weight and lose weight more effectively and a way faster. But for now, you can absolutely just Google it online and just start paying attention to your calories a little bit more and paying attention to where those calories are coming from. So number 2, compound exercises.
Can you really say you have the knowledge if you can't even work your biceps and your triceps in the same set? That's it. Ow.
The holy grail of muscle building training. Compound exercises are essentially exercises that focus on a compound or multiple muscle groups. So these are things like deadlifts, squats, push-ups, pull-ups, lat pull-downs. You will see like all the top athletes using compound exercises, because not only does it help you develop an overall better body composition, it actually helps your mind-body connection, because you have to focus on a lot more things at once. So if you're getting started out, I would recommend try these compound exercises without any weight or with really little weight. And if you're struggling with any part of those exercises, identify it and then work on those specific parts of the exercise. So then you can do isolation exercises to help your compound exercises. So again, just a fine example of the compound exercises compared to an isolation exercise is I want a balanced physique. Instead of focusing on every single little muscle, you can do a compound exercise and that works so many more muscles. An example of this would be your biceps. I'll probably go into this one because I'm talking into the microphone. So, your bicep. What does your bicep do? Well, it flexes your elbow. So I could sit here and I could just constantly flex my elbow and get massive biceps and be in the gym for 6 hours and do the exact same thing with every single individual muscle in my body, isolating it. Or I could do things like a bent over row or lat pull downs, which also flex my elbow, which also work your back muscles. And finally, coming in at number 1, guys, you have to eat your vegetables. Please eat your vegetables. Vegetables are so nutritious and they're so low in calories, which means you can eat so many of them. And you should eat so many vegetables. You should eat vegetables with almost every meal because they are just incredible. Fruit or veg, because both of them are really good for you. Like, I could go on a whole rant on vegetables and why you should just eat them all the time and what they do to your body. And I absolutely will do that in another video, but for now I'm just going to give you a few reasons why you should be eating your vegetables. So, vegetables contain a shitload of fiber. Fiber slows down digestion, right? Which slows down the release of sugar and insulin in your body. By doing this, it stops things like blood sugar and insulin spikes, which usually trigger storage of energy, otherwise known as fat storage. So by simply eating your vegetables, you're not going to put on as much fat. Vegetables contain things like calcium and folates, which are essential for things like muscle contractions, making your training more effective. Green leafy veg, so eating salads and stuff, they contain a lot of nitrates, right? Nitrates dilate the blood vessels and allow your blood to move through your body more freely. This allows oxygen to get to your blood, or to get to your muscles, again, allowing for better repair and better effectiveness when it comes to training. And then lastly, vegetables contain a lot of vitamins. So essentially, vitamins are almost essential for things like your immune system, your inflammatory responses, things like red blood cell production, right? Red blood cells carry oxygen through your blood as well. That helps muscles. All of these things allow you to train more effectively, to train more often, and to train more safely. So guys, that's my top 5 tips for building muscle mass, gaining weight in November. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it proves useful to you in your fitness journey. Now remember as well, guys, if you've learned any tips as well through your journey, I'd really appreciate it if you put it down in the comments down below, and then I might feature that in another video or another top 5 tips. Guys, I really hope you're looking after your mental state as well as your physical state. It is more important than ever right now in these times, and it is really tough. We're all quite isolated. Lockdown in Ireland has started again. I think it started in England now. America's going through a lot of shit right now. So I really hope that you guys are, taking care, look after yourselves, and love everyone around you. And always remember, stay fit, stay happy, stay healthy.